ค่ะกราบสวัสดีทุกท่านนะคะ Good morning everyone and welcome back to our plenary sessions again. At this time we are going to have a panel discussion on the topic of outlook on BCG and carbon credit impact to the industry and economy. And for this session, we have the honor of Dr. Banja Junhasavasdikul, the president of Rubber-Elastomer Technology Association, to be a moderator for this session. And we have 4 panelists for this sessions. May I invite คุณ Panitan Junhasavasdikul from Innovation Groups as the first panelist. And then the second speaker is Dr. Savanit Boonyasuwat. Please come on stage. And the next panelist is Professor Dr. Hathaikarn Manuspiya. And the last one, คุณ Viboon Pruengprasert. So may I invite everyone on stage and may I invite Dr. Banja to begin moderating this session.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this section, we're going to talk in English. As I understand, it's an international conference. So I invite quite a few friends from Japan. And I also have my students from Junhasavasdikul University. They are coming in. They are international students. So may I ask, in this conference of Rita, we're going to give a presentation in English. Okay? Hope you won't mind. Okay. I would like to say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is our great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to MSAC 12 and ICT 2024, which organized by International Metal and Material Center, or MTech, and co-organized by Rubber-Elastomer Technology Association, or RITA. Nowadays, the world is facing significant environmental challenge on climate change. Thailand have experienced on the severe disaster in the north part of the country. In months ago, heavy flood and landslide at Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. Cause of this disaster, I believe is causally because of us, the human being. We continue to damage the nature. Globally, countries are moved towards two-country, social, and industrial sustainable. The concept of BCG economy and the circular economy, which working towards to the green economy, play crucial roles to achieve the net zero. The concept of BCG economies by using the bio-based material and reuse of the resource to ensure efficiency of utilization of material and using green polymers or natural materials to replace material from petroleum base. Additionally, the implementation of carbon credit is coming more and more common practice. MTech and RITA realized the importance of the new economic prospect that arise with the needs of environmental conscious in sustainable material initiative aiming to achieve the net zero. We jointly arranged this technical seminar we invite experienced researchers and experienced technologists from the industry to share knowledge, technology, and experience in this conference. I would like to say thank you to all of our speakers of today's seminar, and especially we have our foreign guest speakers from Japan, Dr. Shinichi Kawahara from the Society of Rubber Science and Technology Japan, Dr. Yoshimasa Yamamoto from National Institute of Technology, Tokyo College, for the effort and coming to join our conference. And I would also thank you to Mr. Nayo Ichikawa from Sumi Rubber, Thai Eastern Corporation. And this morning, I was very happy to meet my friend, Dr. Buntham Niti Uthai, the founder of Patani campus, the Prince Songkha Nakarin. He is very kind to come and talk about his development on the bed bed. I think it's very useful for the country. I believe this today's technical seminar will be useful and benefit to our audience and in the continue of their research and achieve the goal of green technology. Thank you very much. Okay, let me move to join the group over here. Wow, we have all the experienced persons in this BCG and circular economy, especially two beautiful ladies sitting over here. Dr. Hathaikarn, she is very nice and very active ladies. Okay, Dr. Hathaikarn, she is the director from PETROMAT, Chulalongkorn University. She is very active to link the research fund, okay, and to the researchers. And she also have her roles in the PETROMAT, okay. Next, the second person, nice lady, is Dr. Savanit Boonyasuwat, the Vice Chairman of Sustainable Strategy Management of PTTGC. She also in the position of the FTI as a chairman of BCG Model Committee of FTI. Okay, she will share her experience in working with PTTGC as well as with the FTI. And the other person I would like to he's my very friend for a long time, Kun Viboon. Okay, Pruengprasert. Kun Viboon nowadays is the Honorable President of Bioplastics Association. And he also in the high position in the PTTCG. He will share with us the experience in developing bioplastics in Thailand. And the last person, okay, Kun Panitan, Junhasavasdikul, the president of Innovation Group. Okay, four of these two experienced persons, they were going to share with us their experience and their works and what's going on and the path forward for the BCG and circular economy for the country. Okay, the first person I would like to ask, who would you, Dr. Hathaikarn. I would like to start with her, the beautiful ladies. Okay, Dr. Hathaikarn, she's very active to link the natural data research fund for the country into the private sector, to the academics researchers. And also she's working as the director in PETROMAT. So I leave this one to Dr. Hathaikarn. She could tell us what her works and roles, what she's doing. Okay, in the
Okay.
BCG and circular economies. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Banja, for a very nice introduction. And maybe I start with my presentation because
Okay.
of I think that the time is shortened now, and ask me to stand up because I cannot see the,
Please.
the slide. Okay, not this one. Maybe this one I will talk later. Maybe the Lita 2. Yes. Yeah, my name is Professor Hathaikarn Manuspiya. I'm the faculty of Petroleum and Petrochemical, Chulalongkorn University, and now I serve as the director of Center of Excellence on Petrochemical and Material Technology, that under the Ministry of Science, Innovation, and Higher Education. And so for our center, the short name is the PETROMAT. PETROMAT is like a consortium of the researcher in the material that we working together, and we want to bring our research into the commercialization. So the PETROMAT, we work at the bridging to link between industry and the academic sector. So we have the member from the 11 institute across 7 universities throughout the Thailand region. And we have the Chulalongkorn University, Kasetsart University, Sinpakorn University, University Technology of Sulanari, Walailak, Burapha, and Thammasat. So we working together, and maybe more than 300 researchers under PETROMAT. We work on our research expertise. We divide into 4 research program. So we start from the petroleum base and then go through the petrochemical process. After that, from this petrochemical process and the production, you can produce the high performance and smart material. So we have the petrochemical, we have the energy, we have the high performance smart material. And now you all know that we are keen on the bio, based on the biomaterial, biorefinery. So we now have the material for future energy and clean petrochemical industry. So we divide our researcher into the 4 research program. And the collaboration benefit to work with PETROMAT. You can, for the company, you can ask for the fast track R&D, return tax. We have the research solution, technology transfer training. We have provide community, and then collaboration for the proposed research fund. As Dr. Banja mentioned, that we going to try to get the funding for both industry and academic sector from the government too. And we have many equipment and laboratory throughout our member, and many network include internal and external. We have many MOU with the international level as well. So from the training, we have many training based on, sometimes the training is based on the knowledge about petrochemical and material. However, nowadays we have emphasize on the training on the net zero and the carbon footprint. So you're going to see it later. So now we have many training and seminar that rely on the BCG and the carbon credit impact, including the circular economy. For example, circular economy in the plastic industry, circular economy in rubber industry that we already organized last year with the Lita, maybe, yeah. And we have many invite the professional on the carbon credit assessment, try to distribute the knowledge to researcher, to the student, and maybe to the public too. And now we have the one important project that received the funding from the National Research Council of Thailand to exhibit the hub of talent on sustainable material for circular economy. And this hub of talent, we aim to gather as much as possible the who interested to work with any sustainable material. So not only the academic session, but we aim to get the collaboration from the industry, from the government sector too. So we can bring this interest together. And we divide the strategic into 5 strategies. First, working on the recovery material, manufacturing efficiency, dematerialization, lifetime extension, and substitution. So all of the research project of the PETROMAT now is based on these 5 strategies. So we have many researchers that we can put into each category. And this one, you can follow us on the website. We attribute the website for the hub of the sustainmat.org. So you can follow our activity. And if you are interested to join this hub of talent, so please register through the this QR code later. And so the hub of talent, we already go to the second year of the funding now. And this year we aim to develop a couple of the champion products, and we aim to convert the biomass or maybe the agricultural waste into the high value added product. For example, we have the one project that we maybe collaborate with the Enserve company, that they have the a plant of farming of the super sorghum. And from this one, from the super sorghum, you will have the grain, you will have the sap, it's like the sorghum juice and the bagasse. From this product, you can develop into other high value added material. For example, you can develop biodegradable materials, or maybe you can extract the lignin and use as the binder for the battery, or maybe develop as the thickening agent for battery and food, hard carbon, electrolyte, and maybe other biomedical material. From the juice or the sorghum juice, maybe you can develop into a bacterial cellulose. You can develop as the raw material for biojet, rare sugar, or maybe you can develop as the monomer for the bioplastic. For example, BioPP or BioPE. So this is under the research. And from the grain as well, you can develop maybe antioxidant additive, biodegradable, and biomedical material. So this is the project under the second year of the hub of talent. We also have the other project that we aim to develop the talent for Thailand economy too, because we have the project named BCG Industrial Postdoc. This one we received the grant funding from the PMUB, or the Brain Power Research Unit. And this one we developed a new kind of the postdoc, that the postdoc have to work full time with the industry. And the research project is under mentoring by from the academic, from the faculty, and they're going to have the mentor from industry too. Within the 1 year, this postdoc has to work full time in the industry, and not only the hard skill that they have to finish their own research project, but we're going to try to improve their soft skill too in many aspects. So that means we're going to have the high talented person that ready to work with the industry. So by this platform, we aim to it's like the up level of the Thailand research scheme. However, from this one, we aim to create the career path for this postdoc. So that means the postdoc, they don't have to work with the academic anymore. So now they are ready to work with the industry. So from this platform, we already have the funding. Maybe now is already go to the fifth year already. It's like the HELIC program that you work together with the industry, academic, and PETROMAT. Okay. So we have and the output from this one you not need to publish paper. The output from this project you can provide like the prototype, the develop process, or maybe the patent. So it will bring the new aspect of the a postdoc position. So this one, so all the company that join with this program now they have like many prototype, they have the patent that some of them already launched in the commercial in the market already. So now we go to we have more and more company to join our project. So like last year we have a 40 collaboration project, okay, from 23 private sector, and they this company they put the in kind and in cash support from for this project too. So this is the example. I still have a lot of the example, maybe a second round, right? Thank you.
Dr. Hathaikarn, you have many projects, and what I really like is your postdoc program. Okay, innovation group we have joined this postdoc program. We have the student already graduate on the postdoc or your postdoc program. Very useful, and I saw you have many projects going on. Can you give the very good example? Which of this project have been being commercialized and becoming in the market, commercialized in the market?
Okay, maybe I have one from the Shura that developed the new kind of the roof material, new kind of the cement, and now they Shura joined this program for 2 years. Okay, and they already launched the product. Another one is from the company named a cyber company. Maybe I'm not sure that you know the cyber, but they use the fiber from the garment. It's like you're wearing a jean and a lot of the jean, and then what left off, they have like a ton of this garment. So the cyber they develop they spin the fiber from this waste, and then they use the designer and with our researcher to produce many construction. It's like a decorative panel, the toothbrush, and what else? Many products that they already maybe win the award prize, and they already launched the market, especially in the European country too, because now they are really so loved in this kind of the like the biodegradable product or the eco product, something like this. Yeah. So not only two, I think more than 10 that they already launched in commercial.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Hathaikarn, my last question. You're working for industries and academics, you're working with the natural research funds, get into the research of many projects. What's really you face for the problem of struggles in linking and develop all this project? I like to hear what is the problem, what is the obstacles in develop all these projects. Share with us. I'd like you to share with us.
Maybe the first one, I think the industrial sector, maybe they still have not the good understanding of this kind of the research project. They don't know how the scholarship, they don't know how to write the good proposal to grab the grant, and we have to match the right person with the right company. So if you get the good team, and then you know the objective from the grant agency, from the government, I think you can get the grant easily. And sometimes when you work with the industry, and you have to work with the government too, it quite how to say, it's quite a different culture of working. So you have to know how to match these two groups to work together and get the goal. And then after you get the a funding, how you can manage the time, how you can manage the budget to finish the project within the time frame. Okay, I think the obstacle is how you can work with these two together and then get the a final goal successfully.
Any question from the floor for Dr. Hathaikarn? Or not? Thank you very much, Dr. Hathaikarn,
ขอบคุณ
to
ค่ะ
share your
Thank you.
experience to us. The second nice lady over here, Dr. Savanit Boonyasuwat. She is holding a very strategic position in PTT GC, the vice chairman of Sustainable Strategy Management of PTT GC. Okay, and it's really a key strategic position to build the new S curve of the company. I believe that, and also she's in the position of FTI as a chairman of BCG model committee of FTI. I like her to share her experience and the concept of BCG and in this for the floor. Thank you very much. Please.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ajahn Banja, for inviting the Federations of Thai Industry to be here. Allow me to standing up, and because we don't have the presentations up here. Okay, allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Savanit Boonyasuwat from the Federation of Thai Industry. Today we have the executive from the Federations of Thai Industry as well. สวัสดีนะคะ Okay, on behalf of the Federation of Thai Industry on the private sector side, we would like to share knowledge or the activity that we're working on the BCG economy. Most of us, majority is Thai, knows that biocircular and green is a national strategy, but except the people from the other countries like Japanese, we have the biocircular green economy for the national strategy. That's because this is the context of Thailand, because bioeconomy is aligned with we have the agricultural sector. How do we create the value on that? And the circular economy will be the main function or strategy that we working on the industry. And both of the bio and circular in the private sector side, if we can measure it, that how far we go or how do we benchmarking or quantifiable the value, that's going to say that how much do we contribute to GDP. That's called the green economy. So the bio, circular and green in the context of Thailand and in the perspective of the private sector side is meaning that. I'm going to cover 4 of the agenda. The first was the important and the impact and the action in summary for the Federation of Thai Industry. Starting with the impact, important. As you know that we have the sustainable development goals from the United Nations, that we have the 17 of goals. This morning we heard about the city goals. I think it's on the 11, the city, sustainable city or low carbon city that we're talking about, and how do we working together on the partnership. And for industry, in the Federation of Thai Industry, we cover many goals, but specific now is the climate action that we have the climate agenda on the goal 13. The second one is the investor expectations on the ESG or environmental, social, and governance. I think everybody knows about that. They expect that you have to making the business have to be aligned with the environmental and social and governance as well. And the last one that I already covered is the BCG, or in the context of Thailand, we have our own strategy on the sustainability agenda in Thailand called BCG. This is the picture of BCG, and this is a picture of our countries. The bio is mainly adding the value or create the value for biomaterial or agricultural sector. The second thing is the platform or circular ecosystem that we have to work together in industry, partnership with the academic and government agency. And last but not least, we making the low carbon economy or low carbon society. that we have to measure everything. Quantifiable KPI will be very important that we can measure and that we can develop. So we call the green economy. The second agenda will be the impact. Okay, I'm going to start with the global leaks in the countries, the very big picture. That's why industry have to be developed and industry have to be adapt or transform our business to be clean or better green of that. Starting with the World Economic Forum, they discuss about the top 10 risks. You will see here in the red box, there are all environmental risks, the extreme weather that we will just face it, and critical earth system, the biodiversity loss, and the last one, the natural resources shortage. This is a very important, that's why the economy industry have to be adapt. And this is a very high extreme weather. We are now flooding in the northern part of Thailand, and I believe that many countries in the ASEAN country face on this disaster as well. This is the climate consequence. The trends of the ESG or sustainability will be the actually, there are many of them, but related to the industry, and I'm grouping for majority. The first one is the stringent environmental restriction, regulations for net zero product. Consumer will be willing to pay the ESG product or BCG product. You have the premium on that. I'm talking about the private sector side because we're talking about the value of money. We're talking about market. And the academic joint venture to making the innovative product will be in the future, but have to be concerned about ESG as well. And the extreme weather, climate risks, and many tightening environmental stringent now. And they're talking about not just the environmental, but you have to concern about supply chain because the supplier footprint will be very, very important. Ecosystem of the environmental, you have to link between the supplier, feedstock, and everything to make it sustainable happen. And the last but not least, when you're doing everything, you have to be disclosed in the corporate governance way. Otherwise, they want you to avoid the greenwashing. So people can say that desktop analysis will be net zero corporate, but the implementation phase is very, very important. You have to have the activity. You have to concern about the supply chain as a whole system. That's why they say that integrity and disclosure avoid the greenwashing is very important. There are all three of the ESG trends that are very important and analyzed from the big four of names of the consultant and very big name of the institution. Yes, we just have the UN General Assembly already for 2024. They're talking about so many kind of this that I already mentioned, like the climate network, the food system, the forward faster, and everything. And next month, we're going to have the Conference of the Party under UNFCCC on COP29 that will discuss about the climate agenda. There are all of the private sector, many private sector and government agencies will be there and discuss about the main thing that we're talking about, carbon or climate come with the course. So you have to have the financing. Catalytic financing will be very important at the issue of COP29 for next month. And go deep down to Thailand. We are not the pollution emitter, the big one. We are number 9. Oh, sorry, we are number about 19, but we impact from the global climate risks in top 10 in the country in the world. So that's why we have to adapt. We have to transform ourselves in our country. We have the innovation solution. We can join hands together in the future. Maybe people from innovation part from the Japanese or the other country. I think we open for innovation and collaboration in the future to cope with this situation. In Thailand, we already have the net zero pathway. We have the carbon neutrality pledge in 2050 and net zero pledge in 2065. In the future, we have to have the NDC second and third. That will be stringent and stringent. This is our new Prime Minister. The young lady already mentions about the top 10 urgent policy, many kind of things, but touch with the bio-circular and green national economy that I already mentioned earlier. That's way. In action, This is the picture of our chairman at the Federation of Thai Industry. Someone please take a photo because I'm on behalf of him today. Thank you. Okay. Kun Krengai already set up the strategy for his second term. The one thing that he called is the strategy called the one FTI. That's very important. One FTI means we include everything, inclusiveness. SME, micro SME, very important for our ecosystem. Not just nobody can cope or nobody can tackle the solution or nobody can tackle the climate alone. You have to have the ecosystem. Small SME, micro SME are very important. So one strategy, one FTI is his vision and mission here. I'm not going to deep dive to all of this, but BCG is already in here, and many kind of a strategy on the BCG is already included and embedded in the industry that we're working together. Sorry. Okay. The Federation of Thai Industry role and responsibility, we have the first industry, the oil industry. The next 10 industry will be the S-curve industry, biocircular and green, and climate change that have to be transformed. And the rest is the picture of the first S-curve and new S-curve for you to give a picture for you. And the BCG economy that I already mentioned, that it's the context of Thailand, which align to the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations already, the bio, circular, and green. The bioeconomy, Ajahn Hathaikarn already covered so many of the projects, but in the Federation FTI, the Federation of Thai Industry, this is the example. We have tremendous of them, but this is the example. The biocosmetic, novel food, medical medicine, bioplastic, biofuel, many of kind of this is to create the value for our agricultural sector. The second one is the circular economy that we have to concern about. What 3R, 5R, or 7Rs depend on the corporate vision, but we have the circular material hub that can be the waste symbiosis for the other industry as well. We can cross collaborations from one industry to the other industry, and we have the directory which plug into the Federation of Thai Industry website already, and we're working together, Waste Generator. And we join hands together with the international organization like Alliance to End Plastic Waste that concerned about the how do we making the project implementation that trying to reduce the, for example, the plastic waste management. And this is the plastic road that made from the SCG and the mega city project in Rayong that will be this is the role model for making the plastic waste management happen. And we have the word that upcycling, not just the recycle, but we add the value for that. And this is, I think people in Thailand already know about it. This is the upcycling project. We have the Green Ambassador. This is one of the very famous guy wearing the upcycling, or this is the Green Ambassador, and help people to add awareness, making the awareness happen. This is the circular economy at the Federations of Thai Industry. And this is the Thailand climate landscape on the green economy. I'm going to give you the big picture of what's happened in our countries. The first one is the directive from many countries, especially European Union. We have the carbon border adjustment mechanism, or CBAM, that you already know, that the EU taxonomy for climate finance. You have the EU deforestation regulation, which postponed but will be mandatory in the future in a year. And there are so many of them happen. UK is already off from the EU, but already have the UK CBAM. This is a very tightening directive for us, for export sector. The second thing is the acts in Thailand. Now we're working on the second, the acts of Climate Change Act, but not launched yet. We're waiting for sending it to the cabinet and launch from the cabinet. Hopefully will be this year. And the measure, there are some main measure of the climate. The first one is the taxation measure or carbon tax. The second one is the investment promotion from the Board of Investment of Thailand. And the monetary policy, I already say that carbon or climate, it comes with course. So we have to have the subsidy or supporting from the financing, catalytic financing will be very important. The third one is a guideline for you to making the things happen. Implementation phase or investment in the environmental is very huge. I mean, capital, huge capital. So we have to align with the Thailand taxonomy for climate finance. Now we're working on the baseline for our country, not same ruler with the EU, but we have to have the context of Thailand as well. And yes, we have to disclose everything aligned with the EU directive as well. And the last but not least, carbon market is very important. Otherwise, you cannot pay the cost of the carbon at the border of the EU. And the verifier still number of verifiers still less. We have to scale up. And the climate advocacy, I think this is a collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Science and Education to making the one-stop service. We know that we request or support from the grants or innovations on grant or innovation to R&D. We have to write down everything, but it's not easy for us. I mean, private sector, we need to have the one-stop service from the Mahesi, I mean, the Ministry of Education, Higher Education. And like Ajahn Hathaikarn already mentioned, the future skill set will be very important in the future, not just design based. We have to mix between art and science and everything, because this is the one of the new skill set. We have the mix between the environmental. Now the international organization like World Bank or ADB needs people knowing about the environmental and economists making together. Earlier, the BMA already mentions about the political science and environmental. I think environmental and economics is very important as well. This is a new career and new career development. Again, this is the key success factor that we have to have the vision and mission aiming the BCG technologies. The supply chain is very important, and the renewable energy and upskill and reskill. And last but not least, the law must be supporting or ease of doing business in Thailand. We are very proud that we're making on the SDG index. We are number one in the ASEAN. And in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index, we are number one in the ASEAN as well. We have about 28 organizations that are already listed in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. And this is the example of we making the standardize of the plastic bottle to be the clear plastic bottle, because it can be recycled and it can be upcycling. And this is one of the ecosystem and one of the initiative of the Federation of Thai Industry making for our countries. This is one of the very good project for public goods like in Thailand. And I'm here with the a young lady, green ambassador. If you're in Thailand, you will know her. Okay, all right. In summary, the BCG strategy will be turning the challenges into the opportunity. We're not talking about a directive, but we have seen the opportunity in the risks. The second one is the product. BCG product will be, consumer will be willing to pay. So it's going to be the game changer in the future. And we can minimize the impact from directive law and everything. And last but not least, we need to forward faster and collaborations now. Government agency like the Mahesi or people or organization from international body, the Federation of Thai Industry willing to making things happen and collaboration with you guys in the future. Because we have to act now. We have just one planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Savanit. I think he gave us very clear picture how the BCG model going to develop. Especially, she tried to implement not only the PTTGC, she tried to implement the whole across the board of FTI. I have been working with FTI for quite many years. What I'm facing in a new S-curve and new model in FTI, I have the feeling that most of this new model will happen in the big organization. Okay, like the BTT, GC, SCG, and all this one. In FTI, most of the member come from a medium size, small size. To get developed on the new model, always you need extra people in the organization who devote to the new model, because actually most of the members in the FTI, they are very busy because of the business marketing and all this one, especially at this moment the economics, and I think the market is slowing down and everybody is struggling on the competitions and all this one. I believe PTT, CG also struggling with the competition of petrochemicals products from China, from Middle East. So, in Europe, all this across the board, I think most it will happen in the big company. Have you any problem to get across the board Europe on the BCG model in FTI? Dr. Savanit chapters.
Thank you very much. This is a very good question. So the very big challenges is the going work together on the biocircular green or the green economy or transform everything. In the Federation of Thai Industry, we have the project called in Thai we call โครงการพี่ช่วยน้อง but in maybe the big brother, the big organization, the corporate will have to making the educate the people in the supply chains to working together on the ESG. Otherwise, if you know anything about the climate categorized, they have the 3 category. The scope 1 is yourself. How do we have the efficiency of the energy, something like that. The second one is the utilization of facilities like steam or the electricity. You have to concern about the scope 2. And scope 3 is about the feedstock and out of the border of your company. So there are all scope 3 of your net zero. If you have the pledge, the net zero, you have to concern about the supply chain. And supply chain footprint will be your footprint in the future. So people in SCG, PTT, CP, they are a very big corporate. They have the scope 3 same supplier. So we have to working together and educate and working together. This is a very important and it's a very big challenge in the Federation
Very
of Thai Industry.
Very challenging. Actually, it's very interesting about what you described to us, how you drop with all across the board in FGI members. Okay, I hope this will be very successful. Thank you very much, Dr. Savanit. Any question for the floor to her? Okay, if there is no question for Dr. Savanit, I would like to move to Kun Viboon. Okay, I have been knowing Kun Viboon for quite a while. He was the president of Bioplastics Association in Thailand, and now he is the honorable chairperson of the Bioplastics Association in Thailand. And I have been working with this bioplastic. I have been get involved with the bioplastic for quite a while since Dr. Wantani in NIA. Bioplastic have been introduced in Thailand, and nowadays I still see it's not really being really utilized and expand the market into many areas. Still have quite a limit of market and prospect. I would like to leave it to Kun Viboon to tell us how the bioplastics are doing in Thailand and what is the prospect of bioplastic in this country.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, MTech and Rita, to give the opportunity for us to have a presentation on bioplastic. My name is Viboon. I'm Honorable President of the Thai Bioplastic Industry Association. Called short is TBIA. Okay. I used to be the president for 3 years, and then the term is end. So the new president is in already effective. So, but today, because we talk about the BCG, so today I will talk about the BCG policy, especially for Thailand. What is the bioeconomy effect on the bioplastic in Thailand in terms of the demand and the supply of bioplastic, and also the government policy related to the bioplastic in this country. So I give a short introduction on the TBIA. TBIA is founded 17 years ago. Currently, only 10 companies to be a member. Now we have 60 companies. So the company TBIA is growing. So any company interested to join the association, you can tell me, and we give you an application to that. So the association want to make Thailand to be the leading in bioplastic. Okay, but we can say in terms of the supply, we can say Thailand is the number one or number two in the bioplastic production. We can say that. But in terms of the demand, we can say the usage of the bioplastic in this country is still low. Yes, I tell you later. The association have a lot of members. We across the supply chain of the bioplastic, because the bioplastic use the sugar or raw material from plant to make bioplastic. So we have the feedstock like sugar mill as our member, and we have the resin producer like PTTGC, NatureWorks, or PTMCC. Okay, and we also have the converter who use the resin to produce the products. Our activity to raise the bio awareness in the country, we talk with the government, we talk with the university and some institution to get the research fund and to promote the bioplastic, especially the government policy. So the BCG model, I think we already know that Thailand has the BCG policy. One of them is the bioeconomy. So the bioeconomy is to make Thailand as an agricultural country to use our raw material like sugar. If we sell the sugar to the other country or export it or sell it as a sugar as a commodity, we sell it in only 10 baht per kilo. But if we can increase that sugar to have a value added to be the bioplastic, the cost and the price of the sugar can increase 10 times to at least 100 baht per kilos. So that's why the Thai government want to increase the value of our agricultural products. So the bioplastic also is in the BCG because we use the raw material like bio. So it's a green initiative and it's a circular as well. So the bioplastic can move when after you use that, you can compose it and back to the environment. So one of the biggest biorefinery in Thailand is in Nakhon Sawan. So the NatureWorks, one of the biggest producer of the bioplastic PLA, start investing in this refinery. So as I say, Thailand is the number one or number two in bioplastic producer. I tell you each one of these. So one is a total carbon. They start producing PLA in Rayong a few years ago. The capacity is 75,000 metric tons. This is the second largest PLA producer in the world. And we have a PTTMCC, our joint venture between PTTGC and Mitsubishi Chemical, produce the bio PBS for 20,000 metric ton in Rayong as well. So we have a Nature Works that building the plant in Thailand at the Hathaikarn refinery. So the capacity is 75,000 metric ton. That's the second plant of the Nature Works. The first plant is in US, capacity 150,000 metric tons in Nebraska, USA. This is the second one. And also, if you know about the news, ACG joint venture with the Baskin. Baskin is the largest producer of the bio-PE. And the plant is in Brazil. And they start considering the investment for the second plant in Thailand, in Rayong. This is the largest bio-PE plant in the world at 100,000 metric tons. I think they start studying and do engineering right now. And also we have some of the bioplastic producer who use the starch to produce the bioplastic, like thermoplastic starch. We have our member like Taiwan or SMS, Siam modified starch, to use the tapioca starch to make bioplastic resin as well. So if you look at the government policy, Thailand is 50% of the waste in Thailand is the food waste, and right now there is no system to effective collect and get rid or dispose the food waste efficiently. So if we use any packaging that difficult to recycle because of contaminated with the food waste, so we can use that, change it to bioplastic, or it can be, or it can help the environment by rather than put it in the landfill, we can use that compostable packaging to compose it with the food waste. Okay, so it can reduce the waste as well. So in Thailand, there is a policy to stop using 7 single-use plastic. But this policy is just policy. It's no penalty. It's not a regulation. It's a voluntary policy. So they ask the company to stop using it. If the company don't stop, so there's nothing happen. Also, the plastic bag. They ask the supermarket to stop give away the plastic bag. And some supermarket follow the policy, some not. So if you are going to the supermarket in Thailand, some also don't give you the shopping bag, okay, and some give you the thick shopping bag. So that's follow the policy. They also have 25% tax reduction on the bioplastic usage, but it looks like it's a good policy. Actually, it's a good policy, but 125% tax reduction may not be enough because the price of the bioplastic is higher 2 or 3 times comparing to the conventional plastic. So this policy needs to be reviewed and increase the incentive, okay, to at least about 200 or 300% to make the bioplastic competitive to the conventional plastic. I give you the example of the bioplastic usage in Thailand. In Chulalongkorn University, you use the bio-PBS coated cup, replacing the plastic cup in the canteen in the Chulalongkorn University. And the Cafe Maison is the largest coffee chain in Thailand. They use the bioplastic in the hot cup and also in the straw, used all nationwide. And Internin use the cold cup and the hot cup and also straw. Internin is the second largest coffee chain in Thailand. And also there is another brand using the bioplastic all over the country. But comparing to the conventional plastic, the usage of the bioplastic is only 1 or 2%. So there is still room for the bioplastic to use in this country. And if you look at that, most of them are single-use plastic. So we are developing some application that the brand owner can be using more about bioplastic. So I think TBA work a lot with government agencies because we know that without government regulation or government policy, bioplastic is difficult to expand. So we work a lot with the government. We work with the Ministry of Industry, work with the Ministry of Science, and also Ministry of Environment. Okay, and also we work with the Bangkok governor also. Okay. All right. So if you want to contact TBIA, you can contact me via the email or or the number shown on the screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kun Viboon. Actually, Kun Viboon, I get to know and involved in the bioplastics for over 15 years. And bioplastic, the first issues that bioplastic always up is the cost. Okay. Actually, nowadays, many bioplastics materials coming in from China. Many countries are producing. The cost of, I don't think it's really a big issue. We're still struggling because the industry is struggling on the cost. Okay, and when people struggling on the cost, how to reduce the cost? Adding filler, adding all this material to reduce the cost. And once you add it in, you come up with the solution of the cost. But many properties not really match what the requirement. And I may I ask the president, the honorary chairman of bioplastic, what really, how can we drop the bioplastic to keep a really successful cases and can see the market expand beside of the cost?
Okay. If for bioplastic, if you look at the cost only, it cannot compare to the conventional plastic in today or in the future. There's two reasons why. The first one is economic of scale, because the largest plant of the conventional plastic are maybe 4 million tons a year, like ACG built in Vietnam, 4 million. But the largest plant for the bioplastic in the world is 150,000. So it's more than 30 times to comparing to the largest plant. So for the economic upscale, they cannot compete. And the other one is the raw material, because conventional plastic use oil and gas. Comparing to bioplastic use sugar. So sugar always more expensive than oil and gas. So if you look at the cost, they cannot compete. So to expand bioplastic in the market, I think there is three roles of players that can increase the demand of the bioplastic. The first one is the government that I mentioned. Without the regulation or the strict mandate from the government, the user or the brand owner still reluctant to change from the conventional plastic to bioplastic because of the price. Okay, they want every time that I go out and talk to the brand owner about the bioplastic, everyone say it's a good is a good solution for the waste management. But they always ask how much of that. So when I tell them the price is 2 or 3 times higher, they say, "Oh, leave it, leave it later." So we consider it after this. So, uh, but with the government regulation, there is no excuse. Everyone has to use it. I give you an example. In China, before the regulation of the single-use plastic ban in our major city, the usage of the bioplastic bag in China is only 2,000 metric tons a year. 2,000 metric tons a year. But last year, China government mandated every big supermarket in major city stop using the HDPE shopping bag. They need to use the compostable bag. The demand of the bioplastic bag from 2,000 metric ton increased to 200,000 metric ton, 100 times overnight. So, so the first one is the government regulation. So the second one is the brand owner, because when I talk to the brand owner, everyone say bioplastic is good, but they don't use it because of the price. Only few brand owners use it because they talk, they walk with their talk. They say they love this bird. They want to save the environment and they pay for it. But only few, right? 100 brand owner maybe use 1 or 2. So if the brand owner stop looking at the bottom line only and looking at the more environment friendly, so start using the bioplastic, that it can increase. The third one is the consumer, because consumer can be the power or the voice to the brand owner. I talked to one of the coffee shop in Thailand. They're using bioplastic for all of their branches. They use the straw, they use the coffee cups, hot and cold and whatever. I asked the owner why they use it. He said his customers are mostly the young people in the Tonglo area. They start asking about the environment. They start asking him about why you still use the conventional plastic packaging, why you don't change to something is better. So he listened to his customer and change. So there's 3 things that's very more important than the cost of the bioplastic.
Okay, thank you very much. So actually, we have to wait for the government regulation. Okay. May I turn to the last person over here, Mr. Panitan Junhasavasdikul from the president of Innovation Group. Innovation Group is celebrating the 20th, 40th years anniversaries. And, you know, I would like would Panitan shares this happy journeys of Innovation Group. And Innovation Group also set a new company called Innovation BCG Solution. Okay, so I like to hear about what innovation is doing in the 40 years journey and what the Innovation BCG Solution company.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to stand as well. So good morning, everybody. And I apologize that I have to leave a little bit, maybe too much coffee. And my name is Panitan Junhasavdikul, and yes, I am his son. So you can imagine the enormous pressure I have. If I don't do a good job here, it doesn't end here. Okay, so it's carry on. So today, let us talk about what we can do as an industry to meet to this BCG or this new standard. And before I go to that one, because that is a really big concept that we need to look through nowadays, that for the industry point of view and in the consumer point of view, it's not just that, it's not that performance and cost have to balance anymore, but we have to also balance in the green area. So before I go to that, in our innovation group, how we want to tackle BCG or this new regulation standard. There's probably some three key things that we want to make sure that we have all the understanding across our group first. So number one is that we have to start to question. We have to start to question the status quo. Okay, that is the big issue. We have to start to question it. Why do we still have to use this kind of material? Why do we have to start to still using this kind of process? And because let's admit it, this kind of BCG movement is a really new standard. And I think every day we deal with enormous change, okay, not only in the industry, in the consumer side, as well as the regulation. And I think regulation also change every day. So I don't think that a lot of people have a clear understanding what's going on. We have what we call a guideline, but whether it's going to be like a regulation or going forward in the next 10 or 20 years, that's not really a clear picture on me. So we always say, and then Kun Viboon has mentioned it, but in our group, we always say that the regulator must get their act together, okay? Because someday we have this regulation, and then another day we have a new regulation, okay? But that is why we have to question whether what we are doing or what we are serving is really in the BCG area. Because sometimes we meet with the subject that we call greenwashing, and at the end, the outcome that we expected that it would be good for the environment doesn't come. So that's why we have to question the status quo every time we start to do the project, or we start to pursue what we are trying to do in the BCG world. And second one that we are trying to do is we have to really remember who we are as an innovation group or as an industrial, okay? Because it all comes down back to basics, okay? As an industrialist, we want to make great product. We want to make a great product. We want to be great in terms of supply chain or value chain. So it comes to boil down on those two areas. And in addition, in innovation group, we also want to be excellent in terms of our technology delivery. So everything that we have been doing this past 40 years have to involve with the technology development. So those are the three things that we have to remember, our core value as an industrialist, as a company that provide it to the market or to the consumer. Deliver great products, be great in your supply chain or value chain. And third thing, as our group, we have to be more technical competencies in deliver the solution that is technical feasible in the market. So that is the second thing. That is our approach. And the third thing, we talk about carbon credit. But it is my rule, or no, not my rule, but it is some of our understanding in our group that we don't want to focus on carbon credit. We don't focus on carbon credit because sometimes it can be misleading, but we focus on carbon footprint. Okay, we want to focus on carbon footprint because that gives us a platform to work. It gives us a platform to work and to see if we are doing a good job, how much better are we contributing to the environment. Carbon credit is some kind of currency. Okay, of course it's going to play a main role in going into the future, but it can be misleading. So we want to focus on carbon footprint and create a platform where we can measure and see how we're doing in our performance to be better in terms of carbon footprint. Okay, so those are the three key things that we want to focus. Like I say, question everything. Second one, know who you are. And third thing, carbon credit, you can focus it. I think you will focus in the future, but focus on create a platform where you can measure your performance on carbon footprint. So those are the three key things where we want to tackle in the BCG world. So now, how's the consumer or a market shifting? Like I mentioned before, now not only that we have to do the performance or cost, but now we have to consider about also the green technologies or green involvement on this kind of technology. So once we establish that, we have to come down to see what are our options. So if we want to reduce the carbon footprint in terms of our operation or of our product, what are the options that we can play? Our group is focusing more on the technical development in polymer products and chemistry. We have from raw material to manufacturing until finished products. Okay, so there are a lot of options that we can play along the supply chain. So what are our options in terms of material? It can be recycled material, it can be bio-based material, it can be renewable material, or we have to involve in terms of compostability. So those are our options if we're going to reduce the carbon emission. How about in terms of operation? I think the key factor that we really have to push forward is in terms of energy. How do we use our energy efficiently and also coming from renewable source? Because everything that we do in life involving creating or using energy. Like for example, I don't know if it's too cold for everybody sitting in this room. So I don't know if we are using good energy for the air conditioning. So we have to target how we use the energy. Second thing is what are the alternative process? What are the alternative process that we can use to produce the products in order to make great product, great performance, but still reduce cycle time, reduce waste, reduce energy consumption. And third thing, if we go down the chain, we see that what we have been talking about, waste management, is also a big issue. So how can we get a good process in terms of waste reduction or waste management of the end of life of the product? So those are the options where we want to focus on the green technology. In terms of performance, of course, sometimes when we see in the market is that we are producing green product, but it's as not durable as the previous product, or the performance is not as good, or it doesn't meet to some criteria of standard. Those going to be the challenge for the industrialists. If we are going to switch to green material, can we conform or we can create a product that is as durable as before? Because remember that the material that we have been using for the past 100 years, we created as so good that it will not go away in 1 million year. Or it will not be composed. Maybe 1 million year is too much, but it will not be composed. But now we are switching to green technology that the material cannot be as durable as before. So that is our challenge. How can we create a product that is also durable and good for the environment and performance at the same? But there's also any other performance standard, like so many things that we have to really consider. But that have to put into the picture when we are developing the product, or we're serving into the market, or we're using into the BCG world. And the third thing is, of course, we talk a lot about the cost. Oops. Of course, the cost, there are many criteria that we have to take a look. Okay? It's not only just the cost of the product. It's not only the cost of the product anymore. I say that if it's feasible in terms of business or not, that is one thing. But how the cost is mitigated throughout the value chain. Because you can create a good product, a good cost, you can create the same cost, but your cost is pushing down either to the consumer, either to the waste treatment, either to other things. So in the end, the whole ecosystem, the cost is increasing. How's that going to work in the long term? So we have to not only look that it's feasible or not in our business, but how the cost is mitigated into the whole socio-economic system. And the third thing is, what is the impact cost? For example, we are substituting our product with another material, but are we using the resource that we should be using efficiently into another things? But we're putting that into this BCG development, and therefore create a bigger impact in terms of cost for our social and environment. So, it's all this thing, it's not a really easy answer, but that is what we have to do in order to perform in this BCG world. So green performance cost, those are the things that we have to consider throughout the supply chain and throughout the value chain. So in our group, we also do a little bit of a mapping just to see where we can support in terms of our technologies throughout this value chain. Okay, so I think this is a simple map, and I think everybody will, in every company will have something like this. Okay, you start from the raw material, you have the manufacturing, create a product, consumer use it, you create waste, what will be the treatment, or the treatment after you create into energy, or you can recycling back into raw material, or you go to the upcycling process and go to the consumer again. So these are some rough map that we want to see if, as an industrialist, where we can plot how we can support in the BCG model. For example, we have some development that we question, why do we have to create wetsuit from synthetic rubber? Why can't it be from natural rubber? Okay, so from that, we have to take a look on what is the technology perspective that we can deliver and substitute the synthetic rubber with the natural rubber. And in turn, we are using the bio-based material. We are using renewable material in substitute to the synthetic material. And from that project, and as I mentioned, that we want to focus on the carbon footprint, because carbon footprint will give us the idea on how much better we are doing in terms of performance in the product. Not performance, I'm sorry, in terms of environmental impact for the product. And in terms, when we question that, we start to develop and have what it takes to create the technologies, manufacturing process or formulation in order to substitute with natural-based material to create the wetsuit. And from that, we see that from our evaluation, this can create a bigger impact and 75% less carbon footprint, carbon emission is created from substituting this product. Or it can be in terms of biopolymer, bioplastics, if you may, to create also plastic bags or mouth film. But when we create plastic bag or mouth film, as we mentioned that maybe cost is not suitable, we have a higher cost. So what are we going to do in order to create this kind of more benefit if we are going to substitute with bioplastic? We have to take a look down the chain. We have to take a look down the chain. So the impact cost that nobody foresee in terms of just the price is that there's a cost in terms of decomposability and the cost of getting rid of the plastic. Okay, so we need to work on bioplastic that can conform also in terms of compostability. So see, in terms of chain of the bioplastic, we might have to create a little bit more in terms of how to find the value to using the bioplastic. Or if we go down and we have the waste and go to treatment, let's say we want to recycle the product or the waste. And rubber waste is a very big issue because rubber will going to stay for a long time. So we use the rubber or plastic, go to the recycling process and back to see whether we can create the product from this recycling material. Okay, in terms of our group, we can do in terms of footwear or automotive products. Okay, so we can see whether we have this cycle coming back to our group. Or we have a final finished product. For example, like sporting goods or balls. Okay, and this kind of waste, how do we do in this routing? We might can create the upcycling process. Okay, and we also mentioned about something like an economic of scale. Sometimes we cannot create a very, very big amount of product and reach that economic of scale. But what if there are specific products that we can use it and generate also a good financial for the companies, as well as have a good environment impact through upcycling. So we create from the product, like the waste for the sporting goods, we can upcycling it with our treatment process, manufacturing process. Well, actually, this is quite a simple product. I think there's a lot of research in MTech, so on, for the floor, the grouting. But we create this upcycling process and also the design technologies. And now we can apply it into some of the like sporting platform. And actually, this is a quite good program in Japan. I think some of our visitors from Japan, if you are interested in the Ninja Warrior program, there are some products from Innovation Group is using in this. So it's like kind of like an extreme sport. But from there, I believe that once we have this kind of process setting up, and people are realizing that this can be some kind of inspiration to them, then the product can be expanded into other factors in the sporting area as well. So we're looking at this and try to map in our group. This is the cycle. This is where we can apply bio, circular, and green technologies into the development. And where do we map each of these technologies? And how do we complete this whole cycle of circularity? So every product will have a different strategy. It will be at best and ideal if we can have the full circle of the product. But there might be a lot of technology that we have to develop. So start piece by piece. And then when I think in the future, when the technology can be developed, we can reach to the point where we can have all the circularity of the product that we're using. Of course, in the term of manufacturing, energy, defect reductions, all that, those are something that we will also show if you're having the carbon footprint analysis. Okay, so those are the things that we also have to take a look. Okay, using renewable energy or waste treatment, defect reduction. But there you can also apply. I don't know when we term green technology. I don't think it's just including just using bio or that. But what are the technology that can improve your efficiency and your productivities as well? For example, nowadays we have design and simulation, those kind of platforms used for our product that we can simulate and design that our process throughout the value chain, we can reduce the defect rate down. And in turn, we'll return to have that the company will have a lower carbon emission. Okay, so those are the things that we have to combine together. So we believe that in order to movement into this world, into the BCG world, you have to combine a lot of the knowledge, experience, and also there are a lot of technology that we can apply into this BCG model. So those are the things that we are doing in our group in order to cope and tackle into this. Oh, not tackle, but find more collaboration into this BCG model. But of course, I think a lot of our speakers have spoken about the main key factor that we face now is finding the collaboration throughout the value chain. Because I think we cannot reach to the net zero without this key factor. Because everybody have their own specialist. But if we don't collaborate throughout the value chain, it's going to be a big challenge. Because some we know this, we can reduce this, but we have to cooperate with the supplier, with end user, with other function in order to create the better circularity of the product and the process. And of course, I hope, I don't know, this is just my hope. I know that energy is going to be a very big factor going forward. And I hope that in the future there can be the technology that's mature enough to provide us a long-term renewable energy, for example, hydrogen or other, or natural gas from bioreactor that can provide us more sustainable source of the energy that provided into our world. Because that's going to be a big factor going forward if we are going to reach net zero. Okay, so that's my perspective. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much คุณปณิธาน very detailed on BCG models in innovation group. Any question from the floor? We still have 5 minutes before end up this section. Any question from the floor? Wow. Yes.
When you were presenting about bio PBS, right? That many coffee shops use in their coffee shop, but I don't see the name of Starbucks in your presentation, and
Okay.
it's like a really big chain, like in the world. Are they using like bio PBS
Okay.
as well?
Okay. For Starbucks in Thailand, they use bioplastic straw. Okay. In Thailand, in other country like Starbucks India, they use bioplastic straw and also the bioplastic coated hot cups and also the PLA cups. The reason is in Thailand, the government have a policy to stop using the plastic straw. So Starbucks follow the government policy. Actually, they don't use the bioplastic straw at first. They use a paper straw. And then customer complain because the straw get dissolved in the water and the paper is dissolved into the coffee. So customer complain and Starbucks change to bio straw and the complaint is gone. Okay. In India, they use the bioplastic cups because of the regulation. So they follow the regulation. So in Thailand, they don't use bioplastic cups, both hot cup and cold cups, because no regulation. so Starbucks follow every government policies in each country. So if you go to the San Francisco or the California Starbucks, they also use bioplastic cups, both hot cup and cold cups, because in the U.S. Every state have own policy for the bioplastic. So California use the policy to every single use have to be the compostable material. So in Thailand they use the bioplastic straw, but not the cups. Thank you for question.
Thank you very much.
เชิญครับ
Maybe I share a little comment. Yesterday I joined the Thailand Japan Tech Venture, and I meet one of the company that they produce the straw, and they said that in that and I'm not sure in Malaysia or Japan or not. They claim that maybe by using the bioplastic straw it may cause the microplastic problem. So
Microplastic.
yeah, so I think this is maybe the new issue that we have to explore. Yeah. What about the microplastic it can generate from?
So microplastic is the big issue, especially in the world right now, not only in Thailand, because the plastic that we use is from the petroleum plastic. So they're like a polyolefin or polypropylene, polyethylene. So when they break down, so it's still the polymer molecule. It's the small molecule, and small pieces, and that pieces is still conventional plastic, and the bacteria cannot eat it, so it's end up in the environment. If no one know how long it's gonna be in the environment. Some say 100 years, some say 200 years. We still cannot know exactly what the end of the microplastic in the environment. But for the bioplastic, it's different because the molecule is from sugar. It's the PLA or PBS. So bacteria in the environment can eat it up. So if it break down the bacteria in the environment like soil or some bioplastic can compose in the water or marine degradable like a PHA. If we use that bioplastic, the microplastic that break down from the bioplastic, it will be gone. It will be gone in some certain of time. But not 100 years. I can tell you it's not 100 years. We do the experiments, put the cups of the bioplastic in the soil and test it. So in the Thailand environment with the high humidity and the high temperature, it's end up in bio-PVS and end up in the soil in 1 year, and PLA is end up in the 2 years. So I think the microplastic for the bioplastic that can be say in the long term, bioplastic cannot cause the microplastic.
So yes, and there are questions.
Well, I'm interested in this topic because, like, we talk about microplastic when it's degraded in a long term, right? But I think Professor Hathaikarn was talking about like microplastic in like bottles, drinking bottles or straws while we are drinking it up. So it may not be like long term degradation. It may be just immediate exposure to this.
Okay, I have that question. I have the answer of that question as well. Okay. Did you know that PLA, one of the bioplastic, can be used for the medical device or medical transplant equipment? Like currently, when you go to the operation and you saw it with a needle. So in the past, you have to go back to the doctor and take the needle out. But right now, you don't have to go back to the doctor. The one that they use for sewing the wound is bioplastic. It's made of PLA blended with a PCl, polycarbonate. It's one of the bioplastic. So the bacteria in our body can dissolve, or we can say compose, right? We can say dissolve in our body. So right now there is one of the equipment from bioplastic is the bone imitation. So in in some country right now they allow to use the bioplastic at the bone transplant. So when you have a broken bone, right now some hospital use the titanium to make it the bone back to the together. But in the future, there is the plastic to make bone stick together and can be dissolved. You then don't need to take it out. So the bacteria in our body can dissolve the PLA, the bone imitation made from PLA. So if the microplastic from the packaging from the PLA inside our body, it cannot be there for a long time like a conventional plastic. So it can be end up by the bacteria in our body. We can say the bone that used in bone imitation dissolve in our body in 2 years. So we can say that. If you're interested in the study of the bioplastic can cause microplastic in the environment in the long term, I can send you the study.
Thank you very much, Kun Viboon.
I just want to mention that if the difficult to prove that microplastic is going to come from the plastic bottle, because we have one project that we already proved that even you use the glass bottle, you still have microplastic from the water.
So I have another example. In the UK, there is a study of the tea bag cause a lot of microplastic. Million of microplastic every cup of the tea. So now the most of the brand owner in the UK, they change the tea bag from the PP plastic to PLA tea bag. If you go to the UK right now in the supermarket and you look at the tea box or tea bag, a lot of them are compostable tea bag. They put it in the box and announce it. It's a compostable tea bag. And I went to the UK last year and saw a lot of compostable tea bag on the shelf of the supermarket. About 80%. 80% is a compostable tea bag on the shelf of the supermarket. And the EU right now going to come up with a regulation to ban the conventional plastic tea bag. They need to be the compostable tea bag all over UK, EU in a few years.
Thank you very much. Any more questions from the floor? Yes. Dr. Kawahara.
Thank you very much. Now I'm understanding the importance of the BCG concept, and also your trial and challenging. And I think this is applicable for plastics. Perhaps we can easily apply this BCG concept to the plastics. However, I think it's very difficult to apply this to the rubber industry. We have a problem of the deforestation and also recycling, and many problems exist in the rubber industry. Therefore, if possible, could you tell us your opinion on the BCG concept in the rubber industry?
May I pass this question to Panitan?
Who's also in the rubber industry? Yes, that's a very good question, and definitely we saw a lot of challenges in terms of rubber industry. But we have been working with several projects that we try to create a circularity. That means using recycled rubber. I think recycled rubber has been applied for a long time. Using from a tire clump, and we reuse it into tire industry or several other industry. What we are trying to do is that how can we create but that's also a limitation. That's why some other application cannot use those kind of recycled rubber. So what we are trying to do is that we need to create what our team call it valuable recycle. So from the recycled material, maybe some from like automotive industry or maybe sporting good industry, as you can see. And from there, how can we use our process parameters and also chemicals in order to transform that into a better raw material that we can use in terms of recycle. But so the concept is kind of similar to plastic industry, right? Some plastic industry is using like some also recycled material into their process. So we want to create that kind of concept also in the rubber industry. So some product we can create using maybe 70%, 80%, or some even 100% of recycled rubber into the product. But that we have to categorize in each of the segment. Okay, in some of the, so really that what we can see that through the process, we can create what we call the circularity of this rubber process through the recycling. Okay, the most challenging part in the industry, and I think it's also as well as in the plastic industry, is the collection, okay, to gather all those recycled rubber or recycled material and how to do the treatment, okay. But I think the concept is being established, and once it can be deployed in the wider range, then we can see and create more the circularity of the rubber, okay. And not only that, I think upcycling is also another prospect that we want to see, that we're going to create more into the rubber industry, because from tire, from those going to be a big challenge to deal with the tire waste. But from there, how can we create a upcycling, such as the example that we see in PET, that from PET material we can create the clothing. We also want to create that kind of concept. How can we get involved with that material to other upcycling product, maybe in construction area, maybe in terms of other sporting goods area, or even go back into their original product. Okay, so those are the things that we want to create in terms of this BCG model for the rubber industry. I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I understand this, your answer. But yeah, I think usually a property of the rubber is reduced by recycling. Therefore, I think at the first time we must focus on this point, and then we have to figure out how to recycle the rubber material.
Yes, and that is where we can have the design and simulation program that come to play.
I understand.
Because when we have those kind of recycled material, then we have to collect the data on how much the properties change. And then you have to test the durability of the material or the product. And that's why if we want to create a platform that we can do this thing faster, the most important thing is how do we enhance our simulation data collection program? Because that's going to be important. And also my question is, well, probably now that we are getting better in terms of AI technology, how can AI technology come to help us in terms of simulation and generating all this usable data that we can create a more better material or better product analysis to use more recycled material. So when we want to find if it's feasible to use, again, those kind of recycled material, like you said, the property drop, but we would be able to use in a longer durable time. Okay, so if we can achieve that and nothing has been changed, then we think that we can achieve those kind of product to use in the recycle method.
I agree with you. Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, everybody have any question? Or not, we close this section. I would like to thank you คุณ Viboon พึ่งประเสริฐ Okay, Dr. Hathaikarn มนัสปิยะนะฮะคุณสาวนิตปัญญาสุวัฒน์นะครับ and คุณเบนทานชุนหาสวยกุล Would you please give the big hands to all these big speakers? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you very much for all the very interesting discussion with the panelists. At this moment, may I invite Ajahn Banja to please give some token of appreciation to our panelists. Please. Okay, so maybe we can start from Professor Hathaikarn ค่ะขอบคุณมากค่ะเรียนเชิญดร.สาวนิตนะคะขอบคุณมากครับดร.สาวนิตขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you very much ขอบคุณค่ะ Up next may I invite คุณวิปูลขอบคุณมากคุณวิปูล
always. คุณปณิธานครับ
ค่ะ last but not least คุณปณิธาน
Thank you very much ต่อ
ขอบคุณค่ะ ค่ะ
ถ่ายรูปร่วมกัน
And may I invite Dr. Pailod นะคะ to give present token of appreciation to our moderator นะคะอาจารย์บัญชานะคะ ขอบพระคุณมากค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you very much
ขอบคุณครับถ่ายรูปร่วมกันครับคุณดร. ไพโรจน์อยู่ด้วย
ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณทุกท่านค่ะ